The MAGA Republican governor of Louisiana apparently just thought the terrorist attack in New Orleans by a domestic terrorist was just one big joke. I mean, I just want to show you how MAGA Republicans simply can't conform their behavior to kind of socially acceptable norms. Here's the MAGA Republican governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry. As he's at the press conference, he thinks this is all funny. He's trying to pop his collar and he's doing jokes. I mean, this is the governor of Louisiana during a terrorist attack from a homegrown terrorist from Texas. Here, watch this.
You cannot convince me that this man gives a shit about New Orleans or its people. You can see standing off to the side before the press conference, Jeff Landry was popping his collar and flashing that wide Louisiana grin like it was showtime for him, rather than the moment to address a tragedy. He couldn't wait to step up to the podium and finally be somebody. Jeff, read the room.
And by the way, this wasn't unique to the MAGA Republican governor of Louisiana. The MAGA Republican Senator Kennedy, was behaving just so inappropriately as well. During the press conference, the mayor and the police chief had to shut him up and be like, excuse me, can you be quiet? What are you doing over there? And just watch his face the whole time. He literally can't stand still and behave normally. Watch this.
It's been on your radar since this morning. As it relates to the bollards on Bourbon Street, over 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, the city of New Orleans.
Because that is the investigation part, I will give the FBI.
At this time, we can't go.
Say something. If you know something, tell someone. There are tip lines, there's information available. Please, all hands on deck.
This was a heinous act, a heinous, cowardly act, and we will find them and we will bring them to justice.
This is our National Guard. These are our citizens that we bring in. It's a military police company that we recognize we need some more resources. We need some more boots on the ground because, again, what we're doing now is twofold. We've got an active investment.
At a time when we needed you most, for employing the resources of all of our partners. This is all hands on deck. From the White House all the way down. I've been in communication with the White House since early this morning. Secretary Mayorkas, leaders.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What gives you the confidence tomorrow night it'll be safe? I'm going to be there.
Yeah, me too.
And now I previously showed you the photo of the governor from Louisiana, Jeff Landry, before. Within about, 12 to 16 hours of the terrorist attack, what was he doing? He was out in front of a fancy steakhouse smiling and laughing it up and making this all into one big joke. And then he was called out on it. And then when he was called out on it, he was like, no, I'm just showing you that we need to be courageous in the face of terrorism. No, you just are a jerk. And you also don't have any human connections. There's no sensitivity to what people go through during terrorist attacks. Now, here's another example. The MAGA Republican Senator Kennedy, who I just showed you before, when he spoke at the press conference, he was doing jokes as well. He was doing jokes during a terrorist press conference where 14 people lost their lives, 30 people were injured. It was a horrific incident. And he's talking about how, I guess the microphone of NBC is on the right. That doesn't happen too frequently. Watch this. Let's play it.
Can I say something like that? Tell me who you're with. WSU. Okay, and CBS.
The NBC's over here on the right.
Oh, that's an unusual position.
I don't get
it. You wouldn't. Look.
So there's a broader point I want to make here, which is that these MAGA Republican leaders, again, it's a bizarre shtick that they do, whether it's MAGA Republican Senator Ted Cruz bragging about his podcast and talking about Pluto and Disney characters, having sex with other Disney characters. I don't even know what these people are talking about here. Like, this is what Ted Cruz had to say recently on a podcast interview. Play this clip.
I think there are people who are misguided, trying to drive, Disney stepping in saying, in every episode now they're going to have, Mickey and Pluto going at it. Like, really?
Thank you for that image, Senator.
But it's just like, come on, guys. Like these are kids, and you could always shift to Cinemax if you want that. Like, why do you have? It used to be, look, I'm a dad. Like, you used to be able to put your kids on the Disney Channel and be like, all right, something innocuous will happen.
Like, folks, none of this is normal. Like, first off, why are you a senator, like, having your own podcast? Two, what are you talking about? Pluto? And it makes no sense to me. Let's go back, though, and I want to show you. I want to take the mask off and show you that this is all a shtick. Because we've got receipts here. This whole thing by MAGA Republican Senator Kennedy, a.k.a. Senator Foghorn Leghorn, he's making up that voice. Like, he used to be a Democrat, and then he reinvented this whole kind of personality to be this guy that he's not. So here's what I'm going to do. First, let me show you Foghorn Leghorn, Senator Kennedy, getting fact-checked by Merrick Garland at a hearing. Play this clip.
Here's what I've always been confused about. Didn't you understand the chilling effect that it would have to parents when you issued your directive, when you directed your criminal divisions and your counterterrorism divisions to investigate parents who were angry at school boards and administrators during COVID?
So, Senator, if you just give me a moment to put full context, I did not do that. I did not issue any memorandum directing the investigation of parents who were concerned about their children. Quite to the contrary, the memorandum that you're talking about says at the very beginning of the memorandum that vigorous public debate is protected by the First Amendment. And the kind of concerns that you're talking about are, as expressed by parents, are of course completely protected. The memorandum was aimed at violence and threats of violence against a whole host of school personnel. It was not aimed at parents making complaints to their school board.
Now let's actually talk about who this individual is. Before MAGA Republican Senator, his name is John Kennedy, by the way, also created his fake MAGA persona a few years ago. He was an Oxford law grad, a Louisiana state treasurer. He was also a former Democrat. So here's a montage of the real Kennedy, and it's contrasting to the fake one we see now. Let's play it.
So the odds that we have your money are pretty good. Certainly better than the odds of winning the lottery. So we hope you'll go to our website at LATreasury, LATREASURY.com. You can search names there.
It's easy to recognize the wokers. They hate George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Dr. Zeus, and Mr. Potato Head.
Governor Edwards, I think Governor Romer at one point found some money. The most we've ever returned, we returned $1,026,000 to a retired school teacher in New Orleans. It's a great story, makes you believe there's some justice in the world.
Unless Dr. Fauci decides to seek asylum in some foreign country whose Powerball jackpot is 287 chickens and a goat.
As I say, we get in a lot of uncashed payroll checks. I know it sounds too good to be true, but this is the real deal. Since this program began, we've returned over $251 million.
Dear Lord, save us from the IQ stupid people.
It's lost money. We call it unclaimed property, and everybody can use a little extra money at Christmas. When a business has your money, usually it's a business, and it can't fine you. It can't just keep that money. It's got to turn it over to me as state treasurer, and it becomes my job to return the money.
I will not let you down. I'd rather drink weed killer.
And then, folks, you've got Matt Gaetz, who's now hosting an OAN show after The ethics committee put out a report showing that he engaged in statutory rape, which they found by substantial evidence. He's got like the crazy Botox going on. I mean, you've got MAGA Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene who go out with cardboard cutouts of Donald Trump and start rubbing the crotch of the cardboard cutout like this. Play this clip.
There we go. There we go. And then I gotta do one more thing. I always do this. I just love this guy so much. Yeah, he is. He's fantastic. This guy right here is great. Standing up in there in the mucky swamp. Diane always has him in the mucky swamp. Yeah. But it's amazing.
And then you've got their MAGA Speaker of the House, MAGA Mike Johnson, before he was the Speaker, attacking Roe v. Wade and insisting that if only women were compelled to bring more able-bodied workers into the world, Republicans wouldn't need to slash Social Security and Medicare. Play this clip.
Roe v. Wade gave constitutional cover to the elective killing of unborn children in America, period. You think about the implications of that on the economy. We're all struggling here to cover the bases of Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and all the rest. If we had all those able-bodied workers in the economy, we wouldn't be going upside down and toppling over like this. Listen,
the gentleman,
I will not yield. I will not. Roe was a terrible corruption of America's constitutional jurisprudence.
And folks, I'm just so sick and tired of corporate media acting like this stuff is normal, that this is just politics as usual. No, it isn't. This behavior is frankly, it's harmful, and it's frankly very weird as well. And I think it is imperative that we call it out. And there are other alternatives to this. I call it an authoritarian loop that we're stuck in because, these MAGA Republican leaders, they make it seem like this is all you have, that this is the best out there. It really isn't. It's like the worst out there. What is Jeff Landry doing with the collar? What is MAGA Republican Senator Kennedy doing jokes and like he can't keep still? And the whole shtick, though, is smokescreen, though, and subterfuge for, and this is why the billionaires love him, for the billionaires who go on, act like an idiot, madness, craziness, let the American people think this is what's normal. And then you know what the billionaires are doing? Pickpocket, 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 pickpocket. Take your money, entrenching the oligarchy. They're eating your lunch while they're trying to get you to focus on the circus. So we should recognize what the plan is. The plan is they throw these weirdo characters at us while they think that we shouldn't be focused on them. So at the end of this video, that's my focus. Focus on what's really going on there. Americans deserve housing and healthcare and education and affordable prices for the things that they need to buy. Not price gouging, not billion-dollar profits for healthcare companies, not MAGAs buying billionaires buying 12 yachts for their yachts, jets for their jets. We need basic decency, morality, fairness here in the United States. So wanted to tie it all together at the end. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.